I'm Lorraine Sommerfeld, and this is the Lemonade Car Show. Tonight we're talking about all of the services available through the APA, and as always, we'll be answering all of your car questions. Lemonade is brought to you by OMVIC, that's Ontario's vehicle sales regulator, and we're produced by the Automobile Protection Association. The APA fights for you, the consumer, and provides information and news on all parts of the industry. Visit our website at apa.ca or reach us by phone at 416-204-1444. Joining me today is Ron Corbett. He's a staff writer with the APA, and John Walaschek. He's with AutoLinks. We'll also be taking your calls this evening at 800-968-7836. Before we get to our discussion, we have an APA membership to give one lucky caller. Visit rogerstv.com to see giveaway rules. All you have to do, call in, get a question on the air. This is your reward for staying with us because we're on so late tonight at 10 o'clock, so it's your bribe. Call in, someone's going to win an APA membership, which is a really cool deal. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
John, it's nice to meet you.
Real pleasure.
APA is so exciting.
So exciting.
Everyone knows that the APA takes people to court and does big court cases, and they do the W5 stuff where they're doing undercover stuff. They also have a lot of services that we don't always get around to talking about. So how about each of you could take it away, whoever wants to go first. What do you think are some of the key reasons that everyone should have an APA membership?
Well, certainly the new car buying service is absolutely excellent. You get a pre-negotiated price on the new car, no smoke, no mirrors, nothing left to chance, and you get an APA dealer referral, and you get a specific person at a specific dealer, and you just phone up and say, "Hi, I'm Mr. Smith. I want a white Toyota Corolla." The price is already agreed. It's just a matter of how you're going to pay for it when you want it, and you're done.
Pain-free.
Pain-free, absolutely. It turns what is an adversarial kind of tedious process into something that's really quite pleasant.
Don, you know that a lot of us hate buying cars, even though we have to buy cars.
It can be difficult.
Not with John, of course.
No.
People equate it like going to the dentist, but only going to the dentist should be going to the dentist. You should have fun with it. It should be a great process. It should be a good process.
It should be a good process.
Yeah, and the APA does help out with that too, because, and Ron was talking to you quickly about it, it's nice that you're a member for a whole year too. So it's not just get your car, that's it. If you have any questions down the road, could be rust proofing, could be tires, they're there to answer your questions. And we're fortunate to be with them for 21 years now.
Really?
So John's one of our used car dealers, and we have, there's about 10 or 12 in the Toronto area. You get a fixed price, like you get a no-dicker sticker for APA members. You can have the car taken to, once you do an offer to purchase, you can take it to your own mechanic to have it checked out, and if it doesn't check out, you can back out of the deal. There's also a 30-day, 1,700-kilometer return policy. If you don't like it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that the car blows up, but if you just don't like it, I was in John's office once, and a guy came in who bought a Tercel, and he was 6'3", and he said, "I love the car for the first 6 days. I spent the rest of the 10 days in traction, and I want to return the car." They checked the car, the mileage was good, the car was in great condition. They cut him a check and off he walked.
Don't you find, John, sorry, other John, that when somebody, if you go in with the APA behind you, knowing that takes off a lot of the heat and you have a better conversation just out of the blocks because of that? Because I know when I tell people you can call the APA and they'll go to bat for you. We always tell them to call John Raymond whenever something's going wrong. And just knowing that you're going in there with someone kind of having your back, doesn't that help the discussion?
I think it's good on both parties. It's anytime you get a good referral, it makes everybody feel, it breaks down a couple of barriers and walls really quickly. And the nice part about the APA is when they come there, okay, they know that they've got protection. We sit there and spend the time with them. The most important thing when you're buying a car is spending the time with the customer. It's not so much just the vehicle. You have to listen to them and see what they want and what their needs are. I always say buy a car for 90% of its use. The other 10% you can always figure out.
Yeah.
And that's what's wonderful about what we offer. We also do appraisal service, and I don't know if you want me to get into that right now, Ron.
Yeah, no, it's really awesome.
It's very important when the customer comes in with their car. We take a look at it. We have a nice little form filled out. They usually fill out the top part, and we'll fill in the blanks. We drive it. We'll paint meter. We'll look at it. We'll assess it. Usually by the next day, we'll have an actual active number on it, not a guesstimate. And that can be taken to any APA dealership, and they will honor that. So you still get your tax savings, which is nice.
Plus, it's complimentary. it's quite an involved process.
They tell you
but,
you look pretty when they do it?
Handsome or pretty.
Nobody ever tells me I look pretty. But anyway,
Not going there.
but putting all that aside, yeah, it's a complimentary service, and if John offers more than the new car dealer is offering, say, he says 5,200, they say 4,100, well, John will take the car.
And they still get the 13% tax saving, which is wonderful. It's a great idea.
I like trading in better than private selling. I tell most people just...
Well, yeah, it's just who's on the other end of the line,
Yeah.
right?
You don't have to safe it. You don't have to e-test it. You don't have to clean it. Well, cleaning's nice. Clean would be best.
Yeah, presenting your car in the best
always.
possible light is a good thing when you want to trade in or you want it evaluated.
Yeah.
I spent the day on Kijiji on purpose looking at $500 cars for a thing I'm doing for next week. And when I look at the hassles people must be going through trying to sell their cars on their own and the calls they must be getting, because I made some of those calls today because I couldn't believe I was right across the country. I'm like, for real? Is this your ad? And I'm thinking, I don't want people I don't want to talk to this many people. I don't want to deal with them, and I know that's...
Yeah, welcome to my world.
Yeah.
No, but generally speaking, it's pretty good, but you get some people that it's... And I can't imagine selling a car privately. I just couldn't. No. I deal with a lot of people that have tried it, and they've, bounced checks and fake certified checks and what have you.
And then sometimes the person who buys the car doesn't go to the ministry and swap over the ownership, and then there's a problem, there's an accident or something, and you're still on the hook.
Absolutely. Too much can go wrong with that process.
Yeah.
What do you do when you get somebody... Used cars are fascinating to me because if we drive, we all own a used car.
Sure.
Like, no one owns a new car anymore. And a lot of people call into the show and they say, I have it's in excellent condition. So everyone is an excellent driver, and everyone has a car in excellent condition. This is what I've learned doing this show. How do you break it to somebody that their car is middle of this range? Like they've topped it out because we're all,
Yeah, they've seen the one dealer ad for a car that has 30K and it's been hand-buffed by Alsatian wolves every evening. Yeah. and there's not too many cars like that.
And some people just think shiny is nice. Like the car could have been painted 5 times, but they don't see that. And as for the mechanical stuff, when you drive the car, we drive a lot of cars. And the suspension's gone, or it's got a brake pulse, or the fan only works on 4. Or you go down the whole long list, he goes, well, I thought it drove nice. You've been driving it for 10 years. It all creeps up on you very slowly. Yeah. To me, it's very obvious, but some people, that's all they know is that car, and they think, well, it stops and starts and turns. Isn't that what it's supposed to do? Kinda, but there's a little bit more.
And a represented kilometers, like if it has 90,000 kilometers, well, my wife, has a car. My brother-in-law bought the same car the same day. They had the same mileage. I drove my wife's car, and she really looks after her cars. Her cars drive really well. I got into my brother-in-law's car, and it just drove like it was just a disaster, right? So even the person who owned it has a significant input into what the car is like.
The EPA also has, we recommend mechanics for people, which is a huge part of the car owning thing. I know a lot of the calls we get, people aren't trusting what a mechanic has told them. They're not sure about the prices of things. They're not sure what to do. The EPA, you remember, you can go, they'll recommend someone in your area. Yeah. And they'll back it. If there's a problem, they go to bat for you and talk to them.
Absolutely.
It's huge. Even when they recommend a customer to us that buys a car, they recommend a mechanical inspection. And I never take that as anything other than doing your due diligence, whether it's me or somebody else. You always have to do everything the same way every time. You have to be consistent. So I think it's a great thing. Like if they find a wiper blade or something small or something that we missed or someone else missed, it's really important.
As thorough as people want to be, and someone like John is always very thorough as far as the cars that they're selling, especially with an APA member if they have the 30-day 1,700 kilometer return policy. John's not going to send a car out that has any issues because he knows that the car could come back to him. And but people can miss things. Even the most diligent, most thorough person can miss something. So it's always good to take it to your own mechanic to have it checked out.
I think I know that's one of the questions we get is people feel kind of guilty if they know who they're buying from or they they've chosen a car and saying, but you keep telling me I should take it and get an independent thing, but they don't like to do that. It's very Canadian. It's like, I'm sorry, we say, you know what, it's okay, do it. So it's good to know that you're not offended, and that's totally cool. And
it's very cool. And usually we'll try and take it down for them too, even.
I think it'd be great. Yeah. The Lemonade Car Show, brought to you by OMVIC, Ontario's motor vehicle sales regulator, returns after this short break. When we come back, we'll be taking your calls, 800-968-7836.